Hi, and welcome to episode 32 of the Load Down podcast. With just over 3 weeks to go, we break down every band playing on the Dogtooth stage on the Sunday at this year's Download Festival.
This is the Load Down podcast.
Good evening, Johnny.
Good evening.
Oh, we are... Well, it's Slam Dunk Week, man.
Oh, I know, fucking hell.
We are very, very excited for our first trip there. We've had some lovely comments, lovely shares of our stuff and mentions on other channels and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
it's
yeah.
been incredible.
Yeah, Jareth and Robin from To The Show. That was a really cool episode where they went through all the bands and ranked them, and they did a list of like who they're going to see, who they're not going to be able to see. They pronounced the Ataris wrong, the Ataris, and I just thought, oh shit, that shows our age that we know what an Atari is.
An Atari.
Yeah, an Atari video game. I was thinking, oh my word, there's the youth of today.
Yeah,
what we say. Yeah,
excited out with mate.
Yeah, we'll give them a shout out if we see them, and also all the admin group people from Download Festival are going as well, so I'm hoping to get an admin group photo with them. So that'd be really cool
to see them all on it. It'd be brilliant.
We've had a busy all weekend. I talked to the wonderful Hebs and John
Yeah.
on Friday, talk about all about Takeover and the various roles they do behind the scenes at Download Festival.
Yeah,
And we're going to put that in our Journey to Download special. I had a really good time talking to them.
yeah, it sounded great. I'm gutted I couldn't make that one, but
I messaged them both saying, I'm just looking for about 25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're 2 hours later, we're still nattering away.
You could have been there all night, mate.
Oh, it was great.
Brilliant.
We all had a drink, and Hebs had a vape, and she kept taking a drag from a vape and then just disappearing behind a cloud of
Stars
smoke.
in your eyes.
Yeah, it was. That's exactly what I said. But yeah, they were great. We're looking forward to meeting them finally at Download if we can.
Good. We've had loads of engagement recently, which again blows my mind, and it's just so lovely. People reaching out and loads of different kind of behind the scenes content of other stuff that goes alongside Download.
Yeah, the
Festival.
Mosh Pit Mime.
Mosh Pit Mime, yeah, I've noticed him actually.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
brilliant.
And Dylan, of course, he's got his T-shirt out this week.
Yeah, it looks good actually. Looks very good.
Fun. It's it's nice. It's a nice community to be a part of.
It's exactly what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we've been watching all these guys for so many years, so for them to be messaging us and commenting and whatnot is that's a bit of an honour. It's like, blimey, you know.
Yeah, it's nice just to be part of that. Again, that community.
Yeah,
So Stu messaged as well. That's him TV, taking the piss out of you for
the tinfoil stuff.
taking tinfoil instead of cling film. So,
He's Stu's rattling away on his 100 days of download. I think he's on up to about 77 now.
Yeah, that's a great effort.
He had that one edgy kid on today, didn't
Yeah,
he?
that's a good shout. Really cool.
Yeah, it's a hell of an effort, that 100 straight days. We were me and Johnny have been kind of, because we're getting busy with, summer in general busy as a parent, as a, for all the different things. As an adult, yeah, just everything we got going on. Then we're like, oh, we need to sort this out. Oh, bloody hell, I can't do that day. You're doing something at the school. I'm doing it. It's exactly. Like, oh my God. It gets really hectic. I think I could tell listening back to last week that we're getting giddy. Yeah. As well. We're speaking a bit quicker.
We just want to get rattled through all the chat. Life's about to get even more crazy for me because we're expecting another baby in October, which is great news. Found out that we're having a little girl over the weekend, so yeah,
massive congratulations,
excited. So that'll be another one in the mix and even more chaos.
Yeah,
bring it on, brilliant.
When we interviewed Dylan the other week, I was like, you're not sharing your news yet, are you?
I know, it's good. So I think we're actually due around the same time.
Wow.
Yeah, October time, so that'll be great fun. Another one to add to the crew. No doubt they'll be coming to Download.
Yeah, that's it. Carrying the torch.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Danielle's adamant she's not going to be a little goth, but I've got other plans. She'll have her in frilly tutus and all sorts.
Get her some new rocks at that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, life's exciting at the moment.
It's all happening.
3 weeks to go, mate, as well. Bloody hell.
3 weeks. That is crazy. I've started packing. We did done a few little bits of reels about what we pack.
Yeah.
I've got my t-shirts sorted, I've got my toiletries and I've got my beer. I think that's about it for now.
Yeah.
Need to get the tent out, just double check we've got most things.
The awning's nice and goes up and down pretty quick.
Yeah.
Airbeam one, that's what
Oh yeah, you've got an Airbeam one. We've ordered a gazebo from Fat Frank's as well, so we've got 20 odd of us now, haven't we? So we'll have a few different camping spots, so that'll be cool.
Somewhere to shelter when no doubt it pisses it down one of the days.
Yeah. Well, I think if we over-prepare and take gazebos, then it'll be sunny.
Yeah.
So
I could do with a shade anyway. So
that's it.
With that.
Put you with a fan and in the shade.
And factor 50 and in the shade. I'd still get freaking burnt. Yeah, it's been quite the week. We've had the set time since we last caught up as well, haven't we?
I got them printed off.
Is absolutely wrecked us on the day that it got released. We were rallying around, messaging each other non-stop, weren't we, going, what's it look like? What's the Clash Finder look like?
Yeah, and, well, I went out on my dinner because Download said, we're going to put them out at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then they then started building the app at 12 o'clock. Didn't put any finish times on.
Yeah.
Put some stages on the website, but then things seem to come and go for God knows how long.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they finally went up. And as you said in your reel, I don't think these have ever landed better.
For us,
For
especially.
me personally, I think there's some clashes, obviously, and you've put, I think the consensus on the comments was people are not happy with Bullet and Lorna Shaw clashing.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
That is a bad clash. The other qualm people have is, of course, no clashes with headliners, again, apart from a little bit of the fourth stage.
Yeah.
I don't really get that too much.
There's a lot around set length times as well. So I think Green Day and Sleep Token got 2 hours.
Yeah.
Korn have got an hour and a half, hour and 40, is that right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It
Anyway,
helps if I printed this off a bit bigger, wouldn't it? Yeah, they've got about an hour and 30, I think.
which is interesting.
I think there is something to be said about the number of bands doing bloody 20 minutes on the smaller stages.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, it's gonna make things harder for Download, surely. Logistically, got to get all these bands in, line check them, get them on, get them off.
Yeah,
Can you imagine being the stage manager on one of them? Be insane.
And then the thing is, though, if you're late, it's just a knock on, isn't it?
Yeah,
and you can't compromise any of that time for the headliner. So
that leads into something. Actually, there are some gaps.
There are some gaps.
There are two
some full set size gaps.
Yes.
As well.
So, always on the Saturday and Sunday, Opus is scheduled to start at 11 o'clock. However, the opening band, or the opening artist, should I say, on the Saturday, Sophie Lloyd, doesn't start till after 12 o'clock.
That's very interesting, isn't it?
It's a big gap, that.
It is for such a big stage.
So, what are you thinking, man?
Well, I'm either thinking they're prepping for bad weather again. Because last year they had to open late, didn't they, to sort all the shit out. But it just seems too much of a coincidence for it to be that only day.
It does.
So all the rumours we've seen around the forum lead to probably one band.
Yeah, rumours probably being speculation.
Yeah.
As much as anything, but there was a little bit of something to this. And, of course, this year marks 20 years since Trivium's legendary 2005 set. And that would be the perfect amount of time for them to do the full 5-song set list that they did in 2005. And it's rare, really, that you get them outside. So an outdoor secret set for Trivium, the band is big.
Amazing, wouldn't it?
Oh, mate.
I've always wanted that. I love the thought of it being in a tent and stuff, but a proper outdoor...
Where you're not as stressed about getting in.
Yeah,
I mean, Parkway last year just looked nuts.
Yeah. And maybe they've taken that feedback because everyone wants to see that secret band.
However, there's also another one. So, but yeah, Trivium, I think they did share... They commented on someone's thing about a secret set at a festival. So
they did.
I don't think it's without any sort of supporting.
And I think because they're obviously playing Bloodstock
Mm-hmm.
this year, I don't know whether they've said it's a UK exclusive, but again,
It generally
they said
is.
it doesn't really matter, does it, when it's a secret set, because
Yeah.
you're not selling your tickets on the back of them.
Exactly, yeah.
We'll just find out on the day. So, and that's another good thing Download do now. It's not that secret because everybody finds out. They release it, don't they, in the morning usually.
Yeah, you won't be. Yeah, the two that come to mind are the Metallica one where people didn't know until they saw the I don't know if it was a backdrop or I think it was like guitar cases with the Metallica M on it. And the other one I remember was Machine Head at Sonosphere.
Ah, right.
They backed out because Rob Flynn had his ego hurt because
Right,
Limp Bizkit were put above them. And then they were saying, well, there's a secret set before Limp Bizkit. And they didn't announce it at all. Just the backdrop just dropped and it was a Machine Head. Obviously, quite an iconic logo and whatnot. So it would be cool if it was like that. But at the same time, if it is like that, I'll be annoyed if I get there at 11 o'clock and it's like bloody lounge kittens or something. Yeah. No offence to the lounge kittens because they are great. They're not. I don't even think they're a thing anymore.
No, they're not going anymore.
No. I don't know why I know that. But yeah, we've got another gap on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Big gap there between Spiritual Cramp
on the Avalanche
and House of Protection. Yeah,
what time's that roughly then?
So you're looking at Spiritual Cramp finishing we haven't got the actual times here. I've got the Clash Finder printed out. So just after 2 o'clock for Spiritual Cramp, and then House of Protection don't seem to start until about 3:45. So there's a big chunk of space there. That's obviously a gap.
You can see. I mean, the Download app's pretty bloody awful.
It's really bad.
It's so difficult to navigate. You said, have you got a welder's mask so I could read it?
It's like bright white and bright blue at the same time.
I get what they're trying to do, but when you print it out like that on the Clash Finder, it's pretty evident where the gaps are.
Yeah, Clash Finder and Q Planner are two really good ones.
Yeah, I also saw a guy. I should credit him actually. I can't remember who it was. Put on Facebook where if you click on the Clash Finder and choose all the bands that you want to see over the weekend, it's created an algorithm that then creates you a poster for the weekend, which I think what a great thing, a bit of memorabilia that you could almost do it afterwards.
Yeah.
To say these are all the bands that I managed to catch over the weekend. And I've got them all on one poster, so it's pretty cool.
Rob Howdy.
Yeah.
Howdle. Howdy, sorry. Sorry, Rob. Rob Howdle.
Rob Howdle.
Howdy.
It's on a lot of the Download Facebook.
Yes.
He's Download Festival.
Yeah, robhowdle.github.io/download-set-times. It's really cool because you just go and pick all the bands you want to see. It highlights them in red if they clash with another band.
Yeah.
And then it spits you a poster out at the end.
Yeah.
So good work.
I tell you what else I've seen a lot in the last week. Loads of people creating their own Download merch.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is a bit naughty. I don't know if it was. Actually, I think who it was, one of the admins, or put it in the group to say this. Listen, do it at your own risk. But I've read a few of the comments. There's been quite a few
cease and
desist recently saying nope, that's not so.
According to one of my friends from the admin team, she said they've had Download have had Etsy stores shut down because of it. There was a person today sharing save money by buying this knockoff, Sleep Token Download t-shirt on. Yeah. And it's common sense tells me that things like gift tickets and stuff like that, they're probably not that arsed about. But if you're taking t-shirt sales off them and that's a big chunk.
It is a bit different, that, isn't it?
And apparently, so here on the grapevine, they are going to clamp down on it at security.
Yeah.
Taking things with
I think
unauthorised
it was actually.
things.
I saw Ree Chandler put something on the
disabled
camp.
Yeah.
Saying something, because someone said, "Oh, can I bring my own kind of Download cup or something?" And so I think when you're selling for profit and it's merch, maybe a little bit naughty. I mean, I remember when we went for 2017 for my stag, we made stag do t-shirts for Stag Load, and we messaged Andy Coppin.
Yeah, I did. Sent him an email in the end. He sent me his email address over Twitter back in the day when he was quite active.
Yeah.
And I said, "It's my mate Stag Dude. Are we all right to do this?" And I sent him the picture, and he said, "Yeah, go for it." He said, "Send us one." So I sent him one of the t-shirts. Down. So unless you've got written permission, you've got licensing agreements or whatever, then you couldn't be going
Just
in
be
without
a
a
bit
t-shirt.
careful.
I mean, chances are you would probably get away with wearing one if you'd bought it, but
Yeah.
if you're a seller, you'd be getting a
Yeah, just be a bit careful with that.
yeah.
So yeah, what's
It's
going
like
on?
school teachers there.
I know it is.
Getting all
Be very
serious.
careful. You'll be very disappointed in you.
So tonight, mate, we are on to the Dogtooth stage, and
Yeah, we're nearly there.
we're nearly there. I've just realised I've listened to the last new bands of Download,
Yeah.
which is a bit sad. So, like I said, I think I've listened to over 600 bands this summer, including Download, Slam Dunk, and the Download Takeover event. So, yeah, lots going on.
Good effort, that, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
So the Dogtooth stage starts on the Sunday, nice and early, at 11 o'clock with Neckbreaker. Not to be confused with Neckbreakers, who are also playing on the Courtyard stage.
Yeah, I did.
Just to confuse matters.
Yeah. So, have we got bios? We have got bios.
I've been
I
busy.
saw them firing in this afternoon. Neckbreaker. Do you want me to go for
please,
it?
mate.
So, the short but intense story of Neckbreaker. So, since forming in 2020, Danish death metal band Neckbreaker has quickly grabbed the attention of the metal community with their ferocious death metal and explosive live shows. Neckbreaker's sound is rooted in the old school, but also incorporates modern elements. In the last year, the band has toured with bands like Crypta, Left to Die, and Based, and has performed at several European festivals such as Roskilde, Sweden Rock, Tusker Open Air, Summer Breeze, Hellfest, and Copenhagen. All festivals which I'd love to go to one day,
Absolutely.
mate. So yeah, what did you make of these, mate?
Yeah. I've put a big comment at the bottom of this, and I'll go to it first. I thought, am I getting more open-minded? I think that was the first thing.
Yeah.
Because once upon a time, I would not have listened to this sort of band in a million years. I've put not my genre at all, but then I found myself really enjoying it. I've put it's got good groove, heavy riffs. I've put Horizon of Spikes and Shackled to a Corpse are great tracks. Death and groove metal for fans of Machine Head, Lamb of God, and Morbid Angel.
Yeah, brilliant. Can't really say much more than that, mate. Incredibly heavy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Took me a while to get into it, like you say, because not really our bag in the past, but after a while I was just sat there listening to them for ages.
Yeah.
Only one album I think I could find
Right,
on
okay.
Spotify. It's supposed to be incredible live, and they've got a hell of a following. I also put that Shackled to a Corpse is a great track.
Yeah.
It's funny when you're driving around in the car with the kids or whatever,
Yeah,
and
and
the Spotify goes on and you can just see it come up on the dashboard. Danielle's going, what?
Well, that's what
fucking
happened
hell are you
when I was
listening
camping the other week,
Oh,
couldn't it?
yeah.
I will fucking kill you by... I can't remember its name.
to? Oh, brilliant. But yeah, very good opener that. That'd be...
Very good. Then it changes quite a bit, actually, with Archers.
it does.
So I've
It
got
does.
the bio for Archers,
Yeah.
but it's quite a departure from something quite that heavy. But here's the big gap. I'll fuck around. It's like being at a Royal Blood gig. We've got a lot to cover tonight. I think
We
that's
have
why
got
it's-
lots to go through.
So Archers, hailing from Madison, Wisconsin. Archers emerged in 2015 after being founded by guitarist Ben Kohler and vocalist Nathaniel Pulley. Since releasing their debut EP, Cuts and Bruises, the bands have been anything but dormant. The past 7 years, the band has toured nationally and performed alongside well-known bands such as I Prevail, Palisades, and From Ashes to New. I think there's much more to say about it there. So they've intertwining traditional metalcore sounds with pop production elements, and that's go on.
Yeah, that says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Said it's a slightly different direction from the first band.
Yeah.
Bit of metalcore and pop almost. There's a song called Bitter, which I really enjoyed. Catchy choruses with typical metalcore riffs. I really enjoyed another track called Drag Me Out. I think they'll play quite well to the Download crowd, particularly for fans of Bring Me and Architects and that type of
very, very
crowd.
popular at the
It
minute.
is, yeah.
I thought they were a bit like a metalcore Imagine Dragons,
Yeah.
like really catchy metalcore,
Mm.
and then like emo sort of vocals as well in parts. I've put
Yeah.
like a mix of Fall Out Boy and metalcore at times,
Yeah.
which ain't a bad thing.
No, not
Bit
at
of
all.
like I say, I've find metalcore at times a bit samey, and these didn't sound samey, so
Yeah. Yeah.
good on them for that. So on to a band that I've seen a lot of people excited about, and that's Fairtooth.
Is that how you pronounce it?
I believe so.
So Fairtooth is a Los Angeles-based fairy doom metal band formed in 2019, known for their unique blend of doom, sludge, shoegaze, and black metal influences. The band is composed of Ari May on guitar and vocals, Jenna Garcia bass and vocals, and Ray Cannon on drums. They explore themes of self, the natural world, and the mysteries of existence through their music. They're self-proclaimed fairy doom metal. Mentioned that before, doom, sludge, shoegaze. Their music is described as having bewitching ability due to its trance-inducing riffs, alluring melodies, and rich lyricism. Very good bio there.
It is.
Again, totally different direction from the first two.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you'd be stood at the same stage all day on this stage, but what did you make of these, mate?
Well, yeah, I put in quotation marks on my notes. I put fairy doom, and I got it. I got it. It sounds like a dreamy sort of Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
It's sludgy, heavy riffs, but kind of a bit hippie-ish in places. And then some surprising death growls in there as well. I said I'm not an expert in doom, but it sounded good to me.
Yeah.
And I've put for fans of Acid Bath and Windhand. Windhand are obviously playing on the Friday. I enjoyed Strange Ways. I thought it was a really cool track.
Yeah, I think it'll sound great in a tent.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a really cool sound. Are they playing on the same day as us in the Courtyard stage? For some reason, in my head, I had them playing on the Thursday. So we're on at 1 o'clock. I think they're quite up towards...
That would be interesting. I haven't kind of cross-checked that poster much. Just got such a big...
We're on it.
We're on it, yeah. I haven't paid much
That's all.
attention. That's all I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Just feeding my own ego. Savaganda. Bloody hell, we send each other so many bloody pictures.
Man, I know.
That Stone Tom DeLonge tribute.
Yeah.
Picture of me in gold shorts.
I'm sure.
Fairtooth, yeah. So
Yeah.
they are.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and that's the same day that the other Neckbreakers is on.
Ah, right, okay.
The
Yeah.
Yeah. Fairtooth.
Great. So, yeah, they're on
That's it.
later in the afternoon on the Thursday.
We say we've supported them.
We can say that.
I say that. Say what we like.
It's about as
Like,
close. Closest to we ever will. But yeah, very good. I really enjoyed them. Be quite interesting to watch them, I think. Cool. So now we're on to a band that I know you really like.
I really liked these, and this is Vower. Not to be confused with Vows, who are on later on the same day, on the same stage actually. Just to make it even more
they are, yeah.
confusing.
Yeah, actually, I had to double check. when
Yeah.
I was doing this. Yeah.
So Vower is a UK-based alternative metal band formed in 2023 by members of Black Peaks, Palm Reader, and Tosca. They blend post-metal, progressive metal, and alternative rock influences, creating a powerful atmospheric sound. The band's debut EP, Apricity, and a new single, Satellites, have been well received, and they have gained significant attention for their live performances. They formed after the dissolution of Black Peaks, with Liam Curley on drums, Joe Gosney guitar from Black Peaks, along with Rabia Massad, guitar previously of Tosca. That's James Tosca's band, the motorbike racer, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because he's played at Download a few.
Yeah, okay.
I think it is anyway. Otherwise, I'm just taking a swing, but I think it is. Josh McKeown, vocals, formerly Palm Reader, and Rory McLean, bass. They blend post-metal's atmospheric soundscapes, progressive metal's expansive structures, and the raw energy of post-hardcore. So how did you find these?
Yeah, I was really taken back by them, to be honest. I know you'd listened to them first and messaged me and said, wait until you hear these. They're not a big band on Spotify by any means compared to some of the others on the stage by listens. I know that doesn't really mean much, but that's almost your only comparison. But they are great, and they have put a mix of Soundgarden, Carnival. He sounds a little bit like Chris Cornell, I think, in parts. Very prog, atmospheric. Yeah,
I'm mixing
really.
Tosca up with Torsland, James Torsland.
Oh yeah,
So-
okay. Yeah, but hell of a sound. What a voice.
Absolutely, yeah. I have put absolutely blown away by the vocals and drums. Mathematic time signatures, progressive, absolutely wild time changes.
Yeah.
Satellites was my favourite, and Eyes of the Nihilist. For fans of Deftones, Loathe, Palm Reader, Black Peaks, and Mastodon. Another big find for me. I really
they're
thought these
good.
had a lot going.
You can tell, can't you, when you're going through and reviewing them? Because I'll listen to a couple of tracks from some bands. And they're not really my bag, but I want to give them a go. And then some that I really enjoy, I'll end up just listening to them for an hour.
Yeah.
And you're going, oh shit, I've got more.
Yeah, I've got
I've
40 more bands.
40 to get through. And those ones are the ones that click. Cool. So we're on to the next one.
So, Survive Said the Prophet.
Survive Said the Prophet.
Japanese rock band.
Oh, great. Do I get...
Yeah,
I get this one.
tricky
Brilliant. I get the names. So, English... No, it's not.
I know. I
You put it in, so it's
Try to help
in
him out.
English. All right, I've got it. Survive Said the Prophet, often abbreviated as SSTP, is a dynamic Japanese rock band formed in Tokyo in 2011, known for their genre-blending sound that fuses alt-rock, post-hardcore, pop-punk and melodic hardcore. The band has carved a unique niche in both the Japanese and international music scene, with members Yosh Morita on lead vocals, Ivan Kwong on guitar, Tatsuya Kato on guitar, and Sho Okada on drums.
Well done, mate.
So what does that send to this?
In the thing where it says often abbreviated as it's Sabapuro.
Ah, okay.
That's how they're known
That's
in
how they're
Japan.
known okay, brilliant.
But yeah, they just did it in Japanese alphabet.
Yeah.
So
Good stuff.
my thought on these mix of Japanese and English lyrics, it was quite a surprise.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
they just
so strange, wasn't it?
Switch between them almost mid-sentence.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of Dur and Grey, but more accessible, I thought.
Yeah.
Mix of rock and pop, very catchy. Some complex time signatures and screaming. Really enjoyed them. Thought they had a lot going on.
Yeah, it was a good, interesting listen, wasn't it? Like switching from Japanese to English, almost like you said, mid-sentence.
Yeah.
Blew my mind listening to them. Bit of math rock, emo, metal and electro. Total change again from the previous.
Another change, but not horrendously out of step with each other.
Yeah.
I could stay there all day and enjoy it. I don't think it's as jarring as the Avalanche is, which we'll get to in a bit, but
Yeah.
those are, this is for me a lot better put together than. So we move on to Vows.
Yeah.
So, I'll get this one up. Yeah, Vows. No, I was reading the President one there. Vows is an Australian industrial rock and death pop duo based in Los Angeles. They are known for their dark and brooding sound, often performing in near darkness. Vows' music explores themes of existential angst and longing, drawing inspiration from popular culture, cinema, and advertising. They have released 2 full-length albums and numerous singles, including collaborations with Chelsea Wolfe, Chino Marino, and Gary Newman. The music is often described as death pop, blending industrial rock elements with a melancholic, pop-oriented sound.
I've just put again, what a mix of a day.
Yeah, this is
jumping around a little bit.
This is the biggest departure, I think.
I had to again double check that I was listening to the right band with Vows and Vower on the same day. I had just put it's like really gothy. It's almost like film score music. Reminded me of like music in like a Tarantino film.
Yeah,
almost.
I know what you mean.
80s new romantic with I put a bit of Placebo, a little bit of Muse in there as well. I wasn't so sure at first, and I don't really think it's my thing, but I did find myself listening to quite a few songs. It just kind of hooked me in a little bit. So I think it'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, I think reminded me of 80s a lot electronic, like a bit like New Order, The Cure.
Yeah.
I've put like a bit like James, slowed down.
Yeah.
I put quite slow, not really my thing, not bad. It was fairly pleasant sitting listening to it while I was doing some work.
Do you know what it reminded me of? What was that metal club we used to go to in Manchester? With the different rooms.
Gillies.
Gillies. and then we went for the metal night and ended up in the 80s
In the new romantic
room.
Everyone was in suits.
Yeah, funny. That's exactly what it reminded me of. The type of band that would have been.
It was. It was like they had 7 rooms in Gillies. This is before kind of Satan's was the go-to place. So Gillies Rock World, they had the music box down the bottom. Then they had each different room had a different sort of subgenre of rock. So we went in and it was like proper death metal, and there was a thrash metal, and then we walked into what looked like an Austin Powers reunion, didn't it?
It was.
Everyone in like really tight, shiny suits.
Yeah, like fluffy,
cravats
and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, like doing like shuffling and that.
Yeah, we were straight in there. It was great.
It was.
Anyways.
This is for the people like moan about stuff like the Venga Boys. I think there's a lot of people in the rock community that gets irony and gets the fun of what the fuck are we doing here?
Exactly.
So moving on to something a bit more mysterious.
Yeah. So
We will not be naming any names.
No.
Because we've seen other people do similar things and it's a bit shitty. Because some people don't want to know. If you can't work it out, I feel sorry for you.
Exactly. So we're on to President. So this name popped up straight away on the announcement, didn't it? And people were soon to jump on it and go, they don't have any songs. There's no bio. There's nothing. Oh, there was a bit of a bio, which is a very like storytelling thing. And people have been speculating since who it is because they are a masked band. There's some bloody incredible investigators out there.
Oh, people worked it out straight away.
Yeah, digging into tax receipts and where the business was formed and who lived there. And I'm thinking, geez.
It was the was it like the copyright thing was registered to this individual that we all pretty much know who it is. But like you say, the fact that people within seconds seem to go, who the hell are president? They don't have any songs. I've never heard of them. And
it's amazing.
It's very strange because we go months and then we go, bloody hell, a band that we love's playing it. Never mind.
Exactly, yeah. And some of these bands that we've listened to are all brand new to us. I've known a lot of these bands. So the fact they pulled them out was brilliant. Have we got a bio? And was there much of a bio?
Yeah, it's just the download one because that's the best one, I think.
So that's the description in the app, which says, citizens, the time has come. No names, no past, no distractions. Only the mission ahead. At Download Festival, the inauguration begins, not with words, but with action. Not with empty promises, but with undeniable force. There will be no campaign, no debate, no opposition, only one truth. President has arrived. The oath will be taken. The people will decide. History will be made. And actually, since we went through these bands the other day, they actually released their single.
They have. What did you make of it?
I've really liked it. There's a bit of a pause. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. The hype's worked.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If they were a unmasked band, and they didn't have the support of a lot of people behind them, big names in the festival, would they be as big? I'm really not sure. And would I be bothered about the track again? I don't know.
Well, it's just marketing genius, isn't it?
It really is. I also think it's either good timing with Sleep Token doing what they're doing, or bad timing because I can't be arsed with any more law and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's a bit too much. Do we really need another masked band in that community? I'm really not sure. Especially when one is taking the world by storm.
Well, two.
Well, two, yeah.
Ghost and Sleep Token, and obviously we've already had Slipknot before then, obviously.
I don't know. But I mean, people love it. They do like the storytelling element, don't they? I've just not been that fussed. If I'm truly
the honest. Song's okay.
Yeah,
it's solid enough. The individual has a good voice. A great voice. Probably one of the most underrated rock vocalists out there, I think. Asthenia 912 from the forum, Jordan, said he's sick of things being called rituals, inauguration ceremonies. It's like, just call it a gig and
gig. Yeah, am I going to go to church or am I going to a sacrifice or what hell am I doing?
Yeah, well, that's it. That funeral portrait that we got in, there's a devotion ceremony.
Yeah, that's it.
They've also announced their first headline ceremony or whatever it's called. They're playing in July in London.
Oh, they got some gigs lined up now.
Just one, I think.
Okay.
So, I mean, they'll do fine.
Yeah, we'll probably be sat here this time next year going, fucking hell, how good a president.
Yeah. The inaugural headline rally, 30th of July, 2025 in London.
Yeah, I did like the track. I listened to it a couple of times. It is a good track.
It's solid enough.
It was a bit like when Ghost came on the scene, and we put off listening to them for ages purely because of the mask thing, didn't we? I don't know what it was.
Someone said it to me online the other week. They said once they stopped thinking of Ghost as a metal band, they got it.
Yeah.
And they enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, the president are clashing with Jerry Cantrell.
Oh, are they?
So yeah, there's not
there's no chance. You know.
And then I found out today that Greg, I can never pronounce his name, Puciato.
Yep.
Or Pucciato, I don't know. From the Dillinger Escape Plan is singing with Jerry Cantrell, which and is absolutely smashing it.
Yeah, he's phenomenal, isn't he?
That's awesome. So yeah, just diverging.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they'll have a hell of a crowd in there.
Absolutely, yeah.
The other part of some of the things I saw on the forums is that the singer of President, who we think it is, also has another gig that day.
Oh yeah,
did you see that?
I saw that.
Which isn't impossible to do.
Well, no, right next to an airport.
Yeah, exactly. So it's quite good seeing people trying to figure out who it is and stuff. I think that's part of the hype. But I think once they're totally revealed, can you still go on stage like that? I know Tobias Forge does it, especially so early in the. I mean, they've not even done a gig yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much do they really need to have a mask on? How much?
I kind of get it because without the mask, he's always going to be him.
Oh yeah, very true.
So he can act differently.
Yeah,
it's the same as when Tobias Forge, and I still don't like saying it because I liked it when he was masked.
Yeah.
Each time he's a different papa or cardinal or whatever, he acts differently and it's a different personality and he moves differently.
Yeah.
If that was just Tobias Forge on stage, you would think, what the hell are you doing each time you change?
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
But he acting differently on every album cycle for. I said that. Did I tell you that though? I didn't listen to Ghost for years because I thought they couldn't hold the singer down. Yeah, I was like, they have a different.
The singer
yeah, down. I didn't listen. I was like, they can't even hold the singer down. I'm not bloody bothering.
Yeah, they can't hold a band down, though, can they?
No.
Very good. So I'm sure they'll pull in a hell of a crowd, President. I'm looking forward to seeing some videos and footage from that afterwards. No doubt they'll absolutely smash it. But yeah, we will be probably singing Man in a Box on the other side of the
absolutely
field.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to. I was going to say go and choke the rooster. Then.
You go and do that. I'll do while I read out the next band, which is Unprocessed. Have you got the bio up?
I have. Unprocessed is a German metal band from Wiesbaden, Hessen, founded in 2013. The band was founded by guitarist Manuel and drummer Jan in 2012, together with the earlier bassist, singer and second guitarist. After a few lineup changes, the current members decided on sticking to a highly diversifying sound, which can be described as technically sophisticated modern style of progressive metal. Thoughts? I know what your thoughts are because we spoke about this straight away.
I know. We're musicians, aren't we?
Yeah, not like this.
Nowhere near this level. And that's what I was about to say. You can appreciate incredible musicians.
Yeah.
It's that incredibly technical prog. Reminded me of Polyphia with the singer. And they have a huge following and pulled in a big crowd last year. Lots of people.
Massive crowd for Polyphia. And I thought, I mean, and this is no diss to anyone who likes them because I appreciate how good they are, how technical they are.
Yeah.
It was like listening to dial-up internet.
Yeah.
At times, it's that complex.
It is all the tapping and everything. It is insane. Some good vocals in Unprocessed. So I thought it was good, but I just think it's a bit much at sometimes, just my personal taste.
Bit overbearing.
Yeah, Daniel's dad is a guitarist. He calls it guitar wanking.
Yeah.
Bit too much guitar wanking for
yeah,
I get it, but it can be a bit over.
Yeah.
It can be a bit too much when you're listening.
I thought Dead Rose was a really good track. I've put the guitar work on that's really intricate and very impressive. I put insane musicianship, but the songs just didn't really excite me too much. And yeah, like Polyphia with vocals. So if that's your bag, you're going to absolutely love these. Cause
They had some huge choruses though.
Yeah.
Some of the tracks reminded me of Bring Me a little bit.
it's not a diss. I mean,
No.
if you're into that sort of stuff, you've got a great mind, I think.
Yeah. I used to be really into like math rock and stuff, and that used to be me all over. Random time signatures, tapping, everyone playing the shit out of the instruments. Then it just gives you a headache.
I never really went past Tool. I think Tool were pretty much as complicated as I got.
We've got a lot of friends that go to Arc Tangent. I think there's a lot of those bands, very, very proggy bands that go there. But. So yeah, it's a real varied lineup, isn't it, on this Sunday?
It is, yeah.
Who are they clashing with then in Processed?
Processed.
Where are we at in the lineup?
At the moment, we're in pretty much early evening.
Yeah.
So they're going to clash with it's an impossible. There's just no way we would be missing Spirit Box or Airborne. They're the two that they clash with.
Okay.
And that's going to be a tough clash as it is.
It is.
I am going to be running around like mad on that day. It is ridiculously full. I'm glad Saturday's not as full because I've been asked to go and speak with the Live Nation people. So
yeah, that'll be good.
I'm just looking at the gaps in there up in that land's well.
Yeah.
And geez, Sunday's nuts. I'm like looking at every band thinking I want to see every bloody band. So yeah, Unprocessed, unfortunately, not going to make the cut for me. But yeah.
Do you know what we should do next year? We should take the lineup and highlight the bands that we want to see, and then we'll compare that to after we've reviewed all the bands.
All right, see if there's any changes.
See if there's any changes, because there's a good handful, well, actually a hell of a lot that we're going to go and see because we've only listened to in this pod,
exactly,
which you wouldn't usually do, listen to all the bands.
Well, I'd 100% gone for Don Brokaw, but I'm going to see the Funeral Portrait instead.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Alien Ant Farm.
Yeah.
Since listening to them in depth, Municipal Waste.
Yeah.
Nothing more. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
really
we'll do that next year. We'll compare before and after the reviews.
Yeah, good shout,
see
mate.
where we go. Right then, so again, something a little bit different is novelists. Let's have a look at these then.
French.
Yeah.
Quite a few French bands.
There is.
So at least two.
Novelist is a French progressive metalcore band formed in Paris in 2013, known for their intricate guitar work, atmospheric soundscapes, and emotionally charged vocals. Novelist quickly made a name for themselves in the European metal scene. Their music blends elements of gent. We'll have to figure out how we say that one day, mate. Melodic metalcore and progressive metal, often compared to bands like Northlane, Periphery, and Architects. With the key members as of recent years as Florian Salfati on vocals and a hell of a vocalist, Flavien Morel, Pierre Danel, Nicolas Delestrade, and Jean Mira on drums. I've listened to these for a few years, just on and off. They just crop up in my light songs on Spotify every now and again. They have a huge song with Landmarks called Scars, which is a very, very good song.
Yeah, that often comes up. That's one of the top ones, isn't it?
And I think they play in Slam Dunk. Landmarks?
Yes.
I think they are. What did you make of them, mate?
Yeah, really enjoyed these. I think that review's wrong.
Is it?
Yeah, because the vocalist is Camille Contreras.
Well, let's have a look.
I think I might have.
Oh, it's a chat GPT, yeah.
Let's have a look. Let's see what they got right. No.
Are they French?
They are French. Pierre Daniel. Yep, that's right. Nicolas Delestrade is right. Flavian. That's totally made up.
Brilliant.
That's brilliant.
Fucking hell.
And Florian Salfati is isn't a real person at all.
What the hell?
I thought I couldn't find a bio, so I thought, I'm going to go to ChatGPT.
Well,
And
there you go. That's the future.
I wonder if there's two bands called Novelist.
Do you think they're both?
There's one called Florestan Durand, but the singer is Camille Contreras. So I was looking at my notes thinking, this doesn't add up with my notes at all.
No.
Because I thought it was really cool that they switched to a female vocalist.
Yeah, she's very good, isn't she?
So I really, really enjoyed these. The guitar tone is different from usual in the metalcore genre, and I've put an exclamation mark next to metalcore because I feel like I've said that word so many times that it's lost all meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, really, really, really good. I've put shame about the Clashes because I think I would have gone to watch these.
Yeah, me too.
They are
Hell of a
clashing.
voice and a brilliant track.
In fact, I still might, because they've got a bit of a gap before Bullet.
Yeah, there is.
I'll just be knackered this Sunday.
Yeah, it'll be wrecked totally.
I was going to have a pint and guest and just cry into my warm Carlsberg.
Yeah.
But yeah, really cool. What did you say?
I've heard the songs for a few years, but I really like them.
Yeah.
Perfect mix again of screaming and clean vocals from the front woman who's absolutely incredible voice.
Yeah.
So yeah, very good.
I have to double check any that I've got off ChatGPT. There's only about two.
It'd be a good laugh anyway. Onto something totally different, and a band that have bypassed me for years, but I absolutely loved listening to these.
Just don't read who the members are.
Yeah, which is Cattle Decapitation. Again, another band that came up on my Spotify when I was driving around with Danielle and Seb, and whilst we were trying to find Mr. Tumble or something on Spotify. Right. Mr. Tumble, the Frozen soundtrack, and then Cattle Decapitation. Have you got the bio there?
Yeah, so Cattle Decapitation is an American extreme metal band formed in 1996 in San Diego, California, known for their brutal sound and socially conscious themes. The band's music blends elements of death grind, death metal, and grindcore. Their lyrics often focus on environmental destruction, animal rights, and anti-humanism, and the consequences of industrialization. Initially a vegetarian/vegan themed grindcore band, their lineup and sound evolved over time. So yeah, plenty of albums, plenty of very deep look into environment and all that sort of stuff, amongst some of the heaviest music I've ever heard.
I hadn't realised, and I'd written down jokingly, one for the vegans, but it actually is.
It is, yeah.
Brilliant. That's really cool.
So yeah, I've put legends of the genre. I never listened before. A lot more groovy than I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very heavy. And then I put death grind in the thing because there's that many bloody subgenres now. I don't know what they all mean, so I thought I'll just explain it to myself and to people who aren't as familiar. So death grind is a fusion of death metal, and then I've put death metal is heavy, low-tuned guitars, growling, aggressive drums, and it's a mix of death metal and grindcore. Mm-hmm. And grindcore is noisy, hardcore punk, essentially. Yeah. And I've put for fans of Dying Fetus, Putrid Pile, and generally bands that put horrible words together and call it a band name.
I've really, really enjoyed these. They absolutely blew my head off. Some pretty funky guitars in some of it, and like groovy bass lines while the drums are just going fucking nuts in the background. It sounds like someone's put one of those massage guns on a bass drum trigger. Bring Back the Plague is an incredibly crazy song, but it's so good.
It's a great song.
I'm guessing like fans of Cradle and of Filth and stuff will be front and centre in this crowd as well. Yeah, fucking
absolutely
brilliant. What a change. I've seen a lot of people, so there must be some bad clashes on this because they've come up quite a lot in the comments and reels we've done.
Oh, of course, yeah. So you got 3 really heavy bands. Well, no, sorry. I just sounded absolutely ridiculous there because I've got 2 really heavy bands and Bullet from a Valentine. Lorna Shore and Cattle Decapitation clash, and also a Bullet from a Valentine clash. Mm. Really heavy. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, it's quite bad, that, isn't it?
So I've also realised I haven't. Oh yeah, I have written it down. So third from top. This is one of them. I don't. Why do we need this many bands on one day? Just, I don't know. There's plenty of good bands there that'll fill a 40-minute set.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Why are the headliners getting less than an hour? Makes absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're on a Fit for an Autopsy, so another beautifully named band. I've just put a little bit of a short bio in there by Gregory Heaney. Do you want me to read it, mate?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So Fit for an Autopsy, biography by Gregory Heaney. Though the bulk of death metal deals with some pretty grisly subject matter, few bands match their contempt for society with their sound as well as Fit for an Autopsy. Purveyors of savage deathcore, the band's music, in quotation marks, bears lyrical misanthropy with pure sonic destruction, creating an assault on both the senses and sensibilities of listeners. Emerging in the early 2010s, the band hit their stride in 2015 with the release of their acclaimed third full-length effort, Absolute Hope, Absolute Hell, and continued to push the boundaries of deathcore on the subsequent outings like The Great Collapse 2017, The Sea of Tragic Beasts 2019, great song on that one, and Oh, What the Future Holds 2022, and most recently The Nothing That Is. Really cool album names then. How do you find these, mate?
Yeah, again, really liked these. I've heard of them a fair bit, but kind of the band I've not listened to. Bit more slower riffs than Fit for an Autopsy, but with some real big blast beats still mixed in. Then Cattle Decapitated, not that one. With some good big blast beats in there. Reminded me a bit of Creator actually in some parts.
Yeah, I get that.
And again, I really enjoyed a track called The Sea of Tragic Beasts, which stood out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that put that I put down as well. So I've put a great run on this stage if you like heavy music. More intricate riffery. And then I put deathcore, so another one where I'm going to explain the thing. So it's death metal mixed with metalcore.
Yeah.
So I put death metal, see previous, and metalcore. Surely you know what this is by now. The amount of bloody bands who've gone through with it. And I often mix them up with Slaughter to Prevail.
Yeah.
And then, my word, I think it's an absolute dream if you're into heavy music. Seriously heavy music. I think the next band, the sub-headliner, is Whitechapel. Yeah,
and it is funny you say that because my comments in here before we go is, for anyone that's saying download is getting softer, just park yourself in this tent from mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
Because you'll have your head blown off in there, it sounds.
Cattle Decapitation onwards, yeah. From about 7 o'clock onwards, you're going to have your head blown off.
Yeah. So yeah, Whitechapel, let me grab these.
Oh, that's our good old pal.
Oh, it's James Christopher Munger.
We need to send him some flowers.
We do, and time to stop put long words in bios because I can't read them. And here we go, ready. An uncompromising deathcore outfit based out of Knoxville, Tennessee, Whitechapel, named from the London neighbourhood where the notorious Jack the Ripper disposed of most of his victims. That's all in brackets. Combine grindcore, hardcore, and melodic black metal into an unholy trinity of sonic malevolence. Emerging in 2007 with a punitive somatic defilement, the group issued a string of dark underground gems before bloodying up the mainstream with the release of 2014's Our Endless War. They continue to find success both at home and abroad with subsequent efforts, The Valley in 2019, Kin in 2021, and Hymns in Dissonance in 2025. They were formed in 2006.
It's amazing how almost mainstream this sort of music is now.
Yeah.
Because even in the early 2000s, I remember people listening to like the Union Underground and bands like that, and used to think they were insane.
Yeah.
Whereas now,
it's the absolute norm, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like you say, it's opened our eyes and ears a hell of a lot more.
Yours more than mine.
Mine, yeah. Yeah, especially the one with the hole in my eardrum. I said all these bands are a perfect run into sick through on later.
Yeah.
And again, there's some fucking heavy bands on this day. I started with The Saw is the Law, which is absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Some really unique growling vocals through this. I've not really heard it before, that type of style. It's almost like screaming.
Like the squeal.
It's like a real deep growl.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
But singing
a little bit
like, and a bit like rapping almost, like that it's got a real good beat to the singing.
Yeah.
Some brilliant dual guitar work, which sounded a little bit mastered on in there as well. I'm sure it'd be absolutely rammed in the tent for these.
Yeah, I've put a perfect run of heavy bands, probably / arguably the heaviest band on the lineup. Reminding me of Napalm Death, but some hardcore elements thrown in for fans of Lorna Shore and Napalm Death. And the singing reminded me of that. Remember that interview where Jim Carrey did the impression of Napalm Death, and he's like, it really reminded me of that. That really like from the chest.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we've already done this band, but runs into Sixth. And yeah, it's an absolute dream for anyone who's into deathcore metal and, you know, heavy grind sort of stuff. I think that Dogtooth run is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it's great. I've been listening to a lot of Sixth since they were announced, and our mate Daz is a really big fan as well. They're absolutely brilliant. I don't really know how to describe them, if I'm honest.
I don't know if they do.
But there is one big thing with these, and is that they clash with Korn, don't they, I think?
Yeah, and they're the only band. I mean, if you watch Cradle of Filth on Saturday, you would get to see the end of Sleep Talk. Well, quite a lot of Sleep Talking. Apocalyptic could clash with Green Day directly. Yeah. And Sixth clash with Korn directly, and not a great clash, that.
It's not. I imagine if you're a Korn fan, you probably are.
Well, that's what Daryl said. Daz said he's going to be watching Korn with a Sixth hoodie on.
Yeah, he will. Similar things out of those crazy vocals and slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass.
So there we go. That is a crazy day.
It is. It's knackered me just talking about how heavy them bands are. On a Sunday to have that, you're going to have to dust yourself off, get down to Rock Fit and to the mindfulness classes with our friends at Heavy Metal Therapy.
Yeah.
And limber up and get yourself down to the Dogtooth, because you're going to be getting wheeled out.
Get some double vodka Red Bulls down you.
Absolutely. You're going to need the Jolly Green Sherpas to wheel everyone out of that tent after Sixth. Yeah. Fantastic stuff.
Brilliant.
Really, really, I mean, the back end of that stage is probably the best run of bands in a genre since probably the Friday on Main. Yeah. Where from Boston Manor onwards, you've got just an absolute dream if you're into that sort of music. So, yeah, very well done to the bookers for that one. I think that's an excellent stage. And we've only got one stage to go, man. Yeah. We're going to look at Avalanche next week, and that'll be it. And then we'll be packing our bags, finishing off our hype episodes. We're going to hopefully get Kate and Rosie back to have a bit of a chat, and then we'll be prepping for our live set.
We will.
We're already prepping for our live set, of course.
Yeah. We
have got our forfeit ready for whoever's lost our penalty shootout challenge. I've got a load of giveaways wrapped for a little party game we've got planned, and a shitload of stickers came yesterday for us to hand out. So we are playing at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. We will look like cocks at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock on the Courtyard stage on Thursday. We will be having a little pre-download. Welcome to download party. Yeah. We'll have just arrived. We'll be very, very excited. So come and say hello to us. We'll
come and have a drink.
Yeah.
Make ourselves excited.
It's going to be, a little party. We're very nervous, very excited, and we can't wait to meet some of you guys that have listened, because we would not be there if you guys weren't tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thanks very much.
Good stuff, mate.
All right. Yeah, we will speak to you next week.
Night?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
This is the Logan